Yay!
We made it!
We made it!
A complete lack of self-reflection, apologies, pride and ego are the reason we couldn't deal with our key issues in this relationship.
Goodbye, and thanks for all the criticism. You really haven't grown. Not one bit.
Is anyone surprised with Paul and Carina's decision? Please raise your hand. No. Carina was always going to choose herself. I said this before and I'll say it again. She's always going to do what's in her best interest, which no one can knock that, because at the end of the day, you have to look out for yourself. And Rhi and Jeff, they were the couple of the season. I know a lot of people wanted to be that couple, and Rhi and Jeff got what they wanted because they focused on the reason why they entered the experiment, and I could not be happier for them. And then Jacqui and Ryan, kudos to the producers. Kudos to the producers for bringing back Ryan's friends. I think Ryan was about to be played by Jacqui, so I'm happy that they brought in the friends to make him see reason. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 38. Just a bit of housekeeping before we start. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by talking badly about your favorite cast member from the season. As I said before, my reviews are based on what I see, and I'll always be honest. I'll try and be as respectful as I can, but I'm never going to agree with nonsense just because I want my viewers to be happy. That's not who I am. That goes against my values and my beliefs, sadly. Anyway, so we have Carina and Paul continue, we hear their vows. This is what I think of that whole situation. It was a matter of Paul taking responsibility for his actions while still hyping up his wife, in the sense that he spoke about him lashing out and his wife forgiving him. He spoke about, betraying his wife by going behind her back and revealing a comment she made and his wife forgiving him. He spoke about how good her family were to him and how receptive they were all to him. And he spoke about how, she's been very patient, understanding, empathetic. And it's like, I don't get it, because when it came to Carina's vows, she spoke about what he did wrong. Yes, and then she praised herself. She never once said, I am sorry I put you in a position whereby you had to decide whether or not to tell Afina the comment that you made. Or that I made. Never once did I hear her take responsibility about that. She never once said what led up to him punching the door or anything. Paul is wrong for punching the door. He is a grown man. He needs to be able to control his emotions and control his actions. So he is to blame for that. But at the same time, it would have been nice to hear Carina take responsibility for her actions. She spoke about the betrayal, the fact that he went on a date with somebody else, and how it made her feel. But we've never once heard anyone question Paul. Why exactly did you go on this date? What is it you thought you'd get from going on this date with this woman? We've never heard that. It's always been about how bad he was, how bad that was to his wife. Why did he go on the date is my question. If he was in this amazing relationship, even the girl that he met asked him, why are you here if your wife is that amazing? And that is something that we should have heard. Instead of this sort of hyping oneself and not taking responsibility for your actions. They are a toxic couple. Don't get me wrong. They're toxic. They're not good for one another. They constantly triggering one another, and there's always this issue whereby one wants to always be the princess and be praised and whatever, and the other one, he does that, but he also has a lot of red flags. Paul is not an amazing person. I don't know him personally, but from what we've seen at the start, I kept asking, why are they still here? Why are they still here? They need to go home before the show tears them apart. And I'm not surprised they are where they are. There was no way they were going to be on the show for 6 weeks and have a smooth sailing. What I found questionable was Carina's mom spoke about forgiveness, about the fact that Carina has been brought up to forgive. Carina spoke about forgiveness and how she's a Christian and whatever. This is my issue with people with faith, values, and beliefs, in the sense that she told that man she was done. That is her prerogative. She chooses what is in her best interest. But when that man was breaking down, she had one of two options. Either walk off or console him. But she stood there and watched him like he was a movie. And it's like, where is the empathy button somewhere? Where is the empathy button? Because Okay, this is what I believe. When I think of Christianity, as someone who's been brought up to love others, someone who's been brought up to care for others, value others, prioritize others, it would have been nice had she just given him a hug or just offered him words of comfort. But she stood there and watched him like he was a tally. And I didn't get that. I really didn't get that. Because to me, my question is, why are we still standing here? Why don't we go home? What is the point or the purpose of us standing and watching this man break down? Because it's not going to do anything at the end of the day. It's not going to provide us any sort of solution. We say we're done with this relationship. We want to keep it stepping. Then keep it stepping. There's no need for you to stand there and watch him break down as though you're trying to see how far he can go into breaking down, or whether you want to see whether he's actually genuine or he's playing a part. I didn't understand that. I found that confusing. So you have the least troublesome couple of the season, Rhi and Jeff. I don't know whether it's because of their maturity or what, but they have had a relationship that has been focused on the two of them. Yes, they've had issues with Jacqui, but still, when it comes to being in a couple, they've focused on one another. They've really worked hard to sort of make sure that they build a strong foundation. You see them pack up their stuff to go home because, it's time for final vows. Is anyone surprised or anyone sort of worried that either one of them will say no? No. Sending them to final vows is just for formality, because we all know that they have really found what they were looking for, a partner in one another. They're already planning a future together. And this was the most amazing thing. You have them go their separate ways. I wish Jeff had helped Rhi with her bag, but that's just a side note. So they go home and you have them write their vows because, everyone has to write their final vows. And it's so sweet to see them reflect on their journey. The main issue for them, obviously, was the fact that they had hooked up and then they had become friends. And so when they met down the aisle, I don't think they ever thought, even they say they didn't know how they were going to navigate to go back to a romantic relationship. And so being in the experiment, having the experts sort of give them tasks and throwing themselves fully and honestly into the tasks is what has brought them to where they are. I know a couple of people in the experiment wish they were Rhi and Jeff. You can tell that there are people that wish they were Rhi and Jeff. But Rhi and Jeff, I think the thing that allowed them to trust one another and allowed them to explore the romantic connection was because of their friendship. And because they had that friendship, they were able to build on that. And so I'm not surprised. You had them both write their vows and then go down and meet at the altar. I thought they were both very well dressed. I loved Rhi's dress, how simple and nice it was. My voice went there for a bit. And then you have Jacqui and Ryan. Jacqui and Ryan are packing up. Obviously, they have the shrine of pictures that they took throughout their marriage. For what reason? I think it was for Jacqui just to fulfill her fantasy. I think Jacqui loves the aesthetics of marriage. I don't think she likes the reality of marriage. I think she likes the aesthetics. And this is why they were constantly taking pictures. They receive a video to let them know about their wedding. They get to sit down and watch it. And Jacqui starts nitpicking again, even though they've just made up and they're in the best of spaces. She starts to nitpick. She didn't like this about him at the wedding, and she doesn't feel he's grown. And it's like it's a waste of time for them to pretend like they've made up, because they do constantly make up and then they fall apart again. And so it's just a matter of time until things go left. So I'm not really convinced when I see them sort of pretending to be happy. They are wearing a matching outfit. They're kissing. They're all over one another. Am I excited about that? No, I'm not. I don't find anything fancy about it, so I'm not impressed. So you have Rhi and Jeff meet up at what looked like a gazebo. They looked amazing. As I said before, I loved Rhi's dress. I loved its simplicity. I loved the fact that Jeff just wore a navy suit and that was it. They were both excited to see one another. Their level of maturity shows, their emotional intelligence, their level of maturity and reasoning, ability to sort of empathize with their partner, compassion for one another, everything shows. Because you had Jeff go off with his vows. I loved that. He said, I am the man you've seen. I am going to steam your clothes. I'm going to cook you dinner. And now it makes sense why Jacqui brought her dress and she wanted it steamed. So I love that he said, he's falling in love with her. Am I surprised with the outcome? No, I'm not. And I'm not even surprised with Jeff's vows, because I loved they acknowledged every stage of their relationship. Rhi's vows were more or less the same. And so him giving a key and saying that I gave you the key because I love being around you and I want to spend more time with you was something that I think we all never expected. And so to see that and to see how they were able to turn their relationship into a romantic sort of connection and announce that I'm falling in love with you was amazing. If there's ever a couple on Married at First Sight Australia that I think is going to work, they are the poster child for people that go into an experiment, are thrown a curveball on day one, but still choose to proceed with the experiment and end up walking away with what they came in for. I love them as a couple. I really do. And I love how, they really weren't there for theatrics. Yes, they were involved in other people's drama when Jacqui sort of involved, Jeff in her drama. But at the end of the day, they have stood beside one another. They've supported one another and they've always prioritized each other and made sure that, they were never overwhelmed or they were never overshadowed or they were never sort of put in a position whereby they would compromise their sense of self, their values, their beliefs. So I love that for them and I'm happy. So you have Ryan and Jacqui go home. They go home and they sort of reflect on their time in the experiment. Ryan is saying all the nice things he can think of about Jacqui while Jacqui is tearing him down piece by piece. I said this before, I'll say this again. Jacqui was sweet to Ryan because she didn't want to be the one rejected by Ryan. I have a feeling Jacqui wanted to be the one who rejected Ryan because she said nobody ever leaves her, she leaves them. So I'm not surprised that, you had her sort of in the background now saying all the nasty things about Ryan that she could think of, because at the end of the day, she thought she would get to reject him and she would get to leave him. You have Ryan meet up with his friends, and I'm happy that the producers arranged for this because Ryan was about to be played. He was about to be bamboozled because at the end of the day, he had bought whatever nonsense Jacqui was selling him about sort of rekindling and sort of making amends and prioritizing him and making him feel special. So I'm happy that his friends were able to ask him to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that Jacqui is not it for him, because his friends made him look at his relationship from a sort of different point of view. And I loved this for him because otherwise he was going to get up there, say to Jacqui, I want us to continue. And then she would have won because she would have got up and told him that, no, I'm done. I want to keep it stepping. You had them then meet up. I loved their outfits. Jacqui's dress, I think, was a bit too loose. I think especially around the boobie area since she doesn't have any. Anyway, that's a digress. And so you have Ryan go first, which I love because he got to say his piece. Jacqui had been promising us that she was going to give the statement of the season or of the series, the whole Married at First Sight Australia series. So you had Ryan meet up with Jacqui. He read his vows. He spoke about the positivity in his relationship. And then he came to the negativity and he said, I shouldn't have to work so hard and somebody shouldn't try to change me. So I'm sorry, but I'm done. I'm going to keep it stepping and look for my person, which I love for him. I really do. Jacqui's vows was filled with tearing that man down. I shouldn't have to change you. I shouldn't have. Yes, nobody should change anybody else, but you made him a project. You wrote lists for him. You told him what you wanted. He never once came to you and said, Jacqui, here's my list of things you're doing wrong. I want you to change A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I'm not surprised that they split. I would have started a petition for them to split had they not split, because at the end of the day, that marriage was very toxic and it wasn't sort of beneficial to either one of them. They needed to end it, so I'm not surprised that they ended it. It seems Jacqui is now with Clint. I think Clint has got a thing for people that are very mean-spirited and are very sort of challenging these type of girls. I think that's his thing, because at the end of the day, Jacqui is just Lauren, except that Jacqui is very outspoken and she has no control, whereas Lauren tries to be all prim and proper Stepford wives. So I can't wait to see that at the reunion dinner party, because apparently they're all coming back. And Ryan on his party finally had his piece and said his piece, and it seems like he's going to trigger Jacqui at the dinner party, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 38. Bye guys.